Hello, fellow horse players. We are back, Oaklawn. We had a eventful weekend last weekend. We had the Flow Cal. Me and Marco did a video. Marco, I got to tell you, it was bittersweet for me. We'll talk about what you did, but the actual tournament for me was a little bit nerve-wracking. I was right there. We hit a 40-1 shot that we gave out, ticking
the bomb,
ticking time bomb, and it was a good analysis, and I bet a little bit of money on it, and somehow screwed up my double, but which adds another fuel a little fire, but yeah, I couldn't pair nothing with it. I needed one more place horse to get in the money, and I needed one more decent opinion to make like, $9,000 maybe. I wasn't going to threaten the winner. I got to tell you, the guy that won it, he did unbelievable. He didn't miss a lick 2 days in a row. He hit every price horse. He hit the short price winners. Everything in between. I think he had like $280 and just crushed.
Yeah, he had an amazing tournament. It was nice to see that, though.
So he deserved that. So anyway, I was on the first page all day. I was as high as 12th. I finished 38th. I didn't make any money. Had to finish in the top 28, and I was sitting in 29th going into the last race, and my horse ran dead last. So wasn't good. I could have played the favorite and made $900. I would have finished like 27th maybe, or 28th, but I was looking for a little bit of a better outcome than that. But you did well. You actually won an entry into Sam Houston, and you won an entry to the first chance, last chance. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, ticking pretty much did all the work. I think I had like a 6-1 at Tampa as well, and like maybe another small winner, maybe a place horse or something like that. But pretty much was ticking was the bulk of the tournament, and it didn't seem like a whole lot of people had it in any of the tournaments. So I mean, people had it, but it wasn't very popular, But the people who had it are very happy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Okay,
so we'll be going to Houston next weekend.
Yeah. You want an entry to that, and then the first chance, last chance is a $500 buy-in, and that's the first points of next year. It's a good tournament. It's a day before the actual NHC, and you can win a seat into the NHC still.
Yeah, I figure, what the hell? I'm going to come out there anyway. Might as well play in something like that just to see what happens.
Well, you're going to qualify this weekend in Houston.
I think so. I feel good about it.
So, yeah, we got Houston coming up. Texas Mike's all ready for us. We have the Pegasus this weekend. We know that a lot of our Lone Speed guys are in that. I think 3 of the guys are playing, if I stand corrected. I think Justin Dew, Frank Mustari, and Dylan Donnelly are all playing in the Pegasus. I'm not sure if Brent is. I'm not sure if DeCaspers is playing, and I don't know if Rich is playing. I have to double check with all those guys. And then we talked about Vegas. I already got my rooms all ready to go. I got my plane ticket. I'm staying at the Paris. So, and I did part of that thing where I originally was going to get a suite, but what I did is I just got the extra day for the double entry that I have, and I got the $500 entry for the first chance, last chance. So I'll be playing in that tournament with you.
Eventful. Yeah, we'll make a weekend out of it. Either way, good or bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully better.
So anyway, it was a good weekend. I landed on the first page in FlowCal. You won a couple of seats. It was somewhat of a success. So No Oaklawn last week, but we are back. We are back this week. The weather, we'll talk about a little bit. We have some family horses, several of them running on Friday that we'll discuss. I think I picked one that I like a lot. And, you know, it's always fun. It's when you got the family horses because there's big purses and our silks are flying around, and each rate, you know, we're going to go in depth on all that stuff. There's 10 it's a 10 race card on Friday. What does the weather look like? I know it was like very, 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 very cold. It was sunny this weekend down in Hot Springs, but you guys got so much rain beforehand, everything froze. I think everything's going to be thawing out. So are we going to have a wet track by Friday? Is it going to be fast? What do you think?
It is, well, it's raining right now. It's been raining all day, and I think it's going to be raining for the next 3 days.
Wow.
Possibly into Thursday. I'm going to do a double check because I haven't checked since yesterday. Maybe the 10 days. So we got...
I didn't really handicap, I have to say, because we're doing this webcast on Monday night for Friday. I didn't handicap for mud. So, but
Tuesday, so today, Tuesday and Wednesday, thunderstorms, 80% chance.
Okay.
Friday or Thursday, it's going to be just cloudy, no rain, and then mostly cloudy Friday. So it could...
It might dry out. Should dry out.
Yeah, it should be mostly dry, maybe a little damp, but I don't think it's going to be like, it's not going to be muddy. You know.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
It should be okay. Yeah, so that's good. I don't want a sloppy track.
Yeah, the weather has been wreaking havoc on us. We've been having a lot of cancellations. We've been having a lot of off tracks. Sometimes I didn't prepare all the time. And that leads into our ROI for the year. This is a $2 win place on every race for us. So we have to pick every race, and we do a $2 mythical win place ticket, just like in Vegas, on all of our, the NHC for all of our picks. And we're in the negative right now, but like I said, we're one horse away from being even, really, the way we do this. There's no cap. And, it's just been weird with all the cancellations, the cold, the wet, the dampness, it's just been weird. Like, hopefully we can get like a consistent meet going now once the weather breaks here, and we can just get some race days that won't get canceled, and we can keep our eye on the ball, because it's been tough to handicap so far. Just trying to juggle the off tracks and the cancellations and the traveling we've been doing. Just everything's been kind of just all nuts. So I just want some normalcy.
Yeah, there's nothing normal about Oaklawn, though. I mean, every year it's like the same thing. It's already hard enough to handicap with just different horses coming in, from all angles of the country. I mean, from the east, the west, the north, the south. They're coming in from all angles, shipping in from all over the United States. So it's fun.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the races, I did a pick 5. I singled my horse in the last leg that you like as your backup. We'll talk about it, just to keep the ticket cheap. If you want to add Marco's horse, guys, go ahead. When we talk about it, it'll be a $144 ticket. But for me personally, I'm singling my horse, of course, for $72. Mark, you can single yours for $72. In the last leg, I had to single somewhere. I'm always looking to single just to keep the ticket cheap. And let's talk about the first race a little bit. It is a maiden 12-5. This is for 3-year-olds and up, going 6 furlongs. I land on the 9 horse, who is Shady Daredevil. It's morning line of 7-2. It's Norm Cassie. He hasn't won at the meet, but he's having a good year. That's Mark's son. And this horse has been drubbed by 14 and 34 lengths. These races were in the spring and summer of last year at in Kentucky, Churchill and Ellis, going 6 and 7. But this runner was going, it was in a maiden special weight speed fade out of there, where they went 21 and 1 that day. He actually set the pace, and 44 and 4, and then they stretched it out a little longer. They went 44 and 3 for that half mile that at Preston, just packed it in for a maiden 100,000. Gave it a lot of time off. It has a good little local work tab going. It's been working here since let me go to the work tab. I mean, I see one. Yeah, it's been here since December 4th. Did have a bullet on December 10th. 1 out of 153, 49 and change. And all the other works are pretty solid as well. So it's been working steadily. I'm looking at a gate to wire prospect here. I think this horse is going to go right to the front, and it's going to have an easier time just because of the company that it's running against today. And it should show a lot more heart on the big class drop. And this is where it belongs. And it's a 4-year-old. It's going to have a big chance on the front. My backup was the 4-horse, who just on sheer buyer speed figures coming out of California with that California speed is going to be very tough. Memes, 7-5 morning line. No excitement picking it on top. So I just put it as my backup just in case I got a scratch. Marco, you landed on the family horse.
Yes, I did. Okay, for starters, I'll be rooting for these horses, and handicapping, is kind of like it's hard to handicap races for some reason when we have interest. For me, anyway. But here's my case. We got second off the layoff. After getting tired in the first run here, but that was going a mile 16th. I think that should have tightened them up. Cutting back to 6 furlongs today. We got the bug. Bielmir getting in a weight allowance, and he's been running in maidens for a while now, and I think today just may be the day. 20 to 1, it's going to get written off. We might even get more than that. So I'm just going to stick with my brother Mike for another run here. But after this is the last time.
Well, yeah, we've had look, he's a professional 20 race maiden. He hasn't really done much. We tried him, the breeding and everything. We tried him long on turf early on in his career. He holds his breath. I heard. There's a lot of different things. He's a great looking horse. I got to tell you, he's probably one of the best looking horses in the barn. Looks like a Adonis out there, running around. But I like the kid. Bielmir. We're putting him on a lot of the horses. We're getting weight. So let's see what he can do here. I mean, a board hit would be fantastic, and a win would be just so sweet. So let's see what happens there. The 10 is your backup, is Dalton's Rutro.
Yeah, this he's been closer in each of his starts, to the winner. And he goes second off the layoff today. Blinkers are off. Problem is Chelsea Bailey is just stuck on that one win. I like this horse, and I may have landed on this horse if the jockeys were probably reversed.
Gotcha.
So I was almost putting this one on top, and I'm like, I think Bielmir on a good experienced horse, and for a maiden, professional maiden, he's just a better choice, I think, than this one. Even though I like this horse a lot here,
well, I have it on my pick 5. I could tell you that.
It's 12 to 1, so there's a good value there as well.
Yeah.
And she's capable of winning. I just until she wins, another race, I'm not. It's going to be hard for me to select.
Okay. Well, I think we have everything covered there. We should hit one of those horses. Race 2 is a claiming event for 4-year-olds and up, 20,000, going 2 turns, a mile and a 16th. So these are pretty salty animals. And I actually landed on we both like the 3 as our backup. I landed on the 6 as my top prospect. And that is Busy Legs. And again, we have our bug on there, Belamir, who I like a lot. And this horse exits much tougher, and it should show more speed. It had a slow start last time. It's always showed speed in its career, and then these last 2 races, it's been a little, I don't know, little agitated in the gate, and it's just it's unprepared. It's showing the total opposite of what it normally does. Now, of course, it ran against a little bit easier, but not that much easier, but in the past. But those races at Houston and Lone Star and Remington are somewhat tough, but it's been running against some really good horses the last 2 races, and hesitated at the start, faded, and then off slow, and then improved. I'm hoping that the kid can get this horse out of the gate, and I can be a little bit more forward, and can show a lot more heart being in the race and getting that 10 pounds. I mean, I'm getting a lot less weight than all the heavy hitters in here, and the horse is good anyway. I mean, if it stepping down here, it's gonna show a lot more. It's gonna be running and be like, whoa, these horses ain't running away from me yet. So. It was 54-1 last time, but I mean that was King Russell was in the Kentucky Derby last year. That ran second. Elusive Target was our pick in that race we liked, and it ran third, and the winner was really good. So, and then 2 back, we both liked that horse in the nightcap that won. So I'm going to be watching. This horse is going to appreciate the class drop. Is where I'm getting at. You landed on the 8, Get Back Goldie.
Yeah, after looking at this race, there are questions. I have a lot of questions on a few horses that will be answered after the race, pretty much. There's runners that are coming off layoffs. There's runners dropping in class. There's runners with recency, but the races that they've been running in aren't real tough races as some of the ones that are coming off layoffs. And so I'm going with Get Back Goldie 12-1. And I'm kind of figuring the same thing you are. I want to get the lead and try to steal the race at 12-1.
Really? Okay. Well, you do have an early time form of 101. Let's see what else is in here. Pace scenario wise, the 7 stretching out from its last. It didn't show any speed. Of course, my horse, I'm expecting to show more speed in this race. It's just kind of weird what happened in the last 2 races. I hope those are just outliers and it shows more speed like it was in the past. And then there's just not a lot of speed. The horse on the rail showed a little bit of speed. Now, actually, you know what? The horse on the rail, it showed speed going 25 seconds in an opening quarter at Canterbury. Third,
yeah,
back it went 24-1 press, but I don't think that was going to get the front. So yeah, there's really not a lot of speed. That's why I'm hoping my horse can break well today with the bug. You're thinking your horse is going to break well. Yeah, that's the idea. Who can get the lead and relax up there?
And that's kind of how I saw this race. Yeah, and you're on the outside, so I am on the outside of you, which I like if they're going to, be battling. But
yeah,
I just wanted that's kind of where I saw this race going, and it's a sneaky play, with that morning line, good value, 12-1. I'll never argue with it.
Yeah. We both like Diodoro's horse for the second slot, just because I think Torres is riding really hot. Again, it's dropping out of a tough A other than. Um, has some really good, back class in California. If it can get back to those races, it could pop here. So that was my thinking behind the 3.
Yeah, mine too. I don't blame the connections for trying out that last race. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then now, it lands here in the spot that, he should be able to handle this. And so I'm just basically hoping it goes like this. Get back Goldie, gets to front, and Motown Music is going to be the one that he's going to have to fend off at the end while they're looking for the wire. That's kind of how I saw it.
All right. Well, we're 3 deep. We're taking our picks and throwing them all in the pick 5 there. Race 3. Race 3 is a $12,000 non-winners of 2 life for Colts and Geldings, 3-year-olds and up. Going 2 turns, a mile and 16th on the dirt, of course. Every race at Oaklawn's on the dirt. This is like the cheapest race at Oaklawn. This and like the maiden claiming races. These are all $30,000. So that's like the cheapest purse you can get. And I like the 6 horse who is running for cash. And my thinking behind this here was claimed, dropping, should get a stalking outside trip. And I just love the jockey trainer combination here. They're 39%. And this trainer in particular is just on fire, 35% at the meet. 8 out of 23 with 5 seconds. This is pretty amazing. Cipriano Contreras is the trainer. I don't know a lot about him. Esquivel's been doing pretty decent, but hey, they claimed it. There's another one in here. My backup, the one I think has the same similar situation, or Chris Hartman. But yeah, they claimed it. They're like, oh boy, we ran like crap as the favorite on a good surface. It pressed in between, fade, whatever. So they're like, all right, we're going to run it here. We think we're going to win. Maybe nobody will claim it. Who wants to drop on it, even though it's a big hike down? A lot of times the same connections might go in for it if they know the horse really well. Not so sure if they're going to do that, but $30,000 pot, 12.5. I think you're going to lose money if it gets claimed, but you're not going to lose a lot. And it's a race you can get out. Same thing with my backup with Chris Hartman. I think it's the same thing. They claimed it for 30. Ran terrible, but it's Hartman. So I'm like, he's 28% off the claim. And if he's dropping it way down here from where it was, and it did have a trip note. It was really wide. So I don't know, 9 hole. Now you're in the 1 hole. Maybe you can save some ground. It has showed speed in the past. So those are the 2 horses that I like with the 6 on top. I got both of those in my pick 5. You went way to the outside here with the 11 horse, Legendary Lore.
Yeah, I went with a little bit of a different angle here. I didn't use the big droppers.
Right.
I went for the first claim and stepping up. Legendary Lore here. Asmussen claimed them for 7,500 last out, and he's actually the owner of this horse as well.
Okay, good note. Yeah, good.
So that was his cheapest race he's ever raced in the last one. He ran 3rd by a head. It was at Turfway. But I like him. I like him here in this barn first off the layoff, and I think he'll be fit. Go just judging off that last race and with the barn. I think that's just a positive move, and I kind of got scared about those negative class drops. If someone claims them, they're going to be losing, and if they don't win, they're going to be losing money. Right. I just don't see. I know, it just doesn't make sense to me, and I know it happens, and I just. And which one do I take? So I just stayed away from both of them. And I'm going to see, maybe see something positive. Plus, Asmussen's my guy.
Yeah, of course. And, it's the horse makes a lot of sense. That was the cheapest plunge it ever ran. Otherwise, it's always
Yes.
run in more expensive races than the 12.5. That $7,500 race was on the synthetic, and it's 0 for 4 lifetime on synthetic. So now you're getting back on dirt where you have your only win. But it ran a good race last time, third by a head. So when it ran a winning race, it's run well, really, on all three surfaces. So even if you throw in, an off track, it hasn't disgraced itself. So, yeah, I can see that horse winning. And then with the 7, your backup pick, Heir to Greatness. I really thought about that, and I'm glad you picked it.
Very interesting horse.
Yeah, it's on our pick 5, and it makes a lot of sense.
He was beat. He was the beaten favorite last out. He raced wide throughout the whole race, and it was on a sloppy track.
Yeah.
So today is the third off the layoff today, and we can expect a better effort here. I mean, Broberg and Torres.
Yeah.
And, he broke his maiden here at Oaklawn. What was it, last year? Yeah. He got an 89 speed figure.
Broke his maiden for 30 and ran off the screen with an
89. Yeah. And he ran an 89. That's his career best. So, I mean, it's a very interesting horse, so that might be my exacta play right here.
I mean, you got a trip note in that last race, and even the other race at Oaklawn was an allowance race after it got claimed, after he claimed it in that debut. But that was a tough race. I mean, go back and look at some of the runners in there, and it didn't disgrace itself. It got a 77 on a sloppy track. So I can't tell you what happened to back at Delta. I really have no idea. But
I don't know either. And I didn't watch that replay either because I was like, I'm just going to watch the horse run like shit. So I did watch the last one, and he ran not that bad for a while in the last race. So he just faded out bad, at the end.
Yeah, a subsequent drill, December 12th, that was really good too, since that Delta Downs race. So going into the Oaklawn Slop Fest going wide. So it looked like it was okay with the morning drills. So it's had 2 drills since that race. So yeah, I think we're well covered.
Yeah,
for the pick 5.
This horse will run much better than 7th today. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. Okay. Next race, we both like the 4. This is our backup pick. Seems like we've got a lot of those. This is a maiden special weight. This is going 6 furlongs. These are for older mares, fillies and mares, 3 and up, actually, 3 and up. And I landed on the 8 Blue Squall. And the reason why I picked Blue Squall, not exciting, it's 3-1. But it came off of a layoff, and it ran against a really nice field, including a horse that you picked, Tanya Showers, that won that day. Yes. And then Tanya Showers did come back and run in the Mockingbird and ran a great second by half a length. So I like the company lines with this horse, or with this 3-year-old filly. And, it's interesting they run her here because, she's running against older, too. This is not a straight 3-year-old. It's a $115,000 pot. They could have maybe looked for a straight 3-year-old, but they're running it here, and it looks tough. It's getting the first Lasix because it ran on New Year's Eve, and 2-year-olds can't run with Lasix. So now it's getting the juice for the first time. And it just makes a lot of sense. I like the jockey's hot, too, like I mentioned, Christian Torres. My backup is also your backup, the 4, Generous Lover. It just looks really good coming in out of that Churchill race last year. It's a 4-year-old, more mature now, and it has some nice works. So if it can run anything better or just improve more from 3 to 4, it's more mature than a lot of the 3-year-olds. This one will be tough. I just wonder if it's going to need one or not. It might not. it might just win this race. Your top pick was the 9.
I pretty much saw this race almost like you, pretty much same way.
Yeah.
I thought it was very hard to separate the 4 Generous Lover, the 8 Blue Squall, and the 9 Lemon Muffin.
Yep.
Pretty much it was like all like the same exact horse. All 3 of them looked like the contenders of this race. And then, I mean, I dug a little bit deep into some company lines. But yeah, that last race with Lemon Muffin did outrun Blue Squall to the wire, and they both finished second and third, and they were both run down by Tanya Showers.
Yep.
And you said it. She ran second in the Mockingbird. Anyway, both of them, you know, they're getting Lasix today, and they're both Lemon Muffin that adds the blinkers. I took Lemon Muffin based on that race. I thought was just a little bit better than Blue Squall, even though Blue Squall is coming off the layoff. I just stayed put with Lemon Muffin. And you said, yeah, Generous Lover, the layoff was a little concerning for me. That was why I didn't take it either. And may very well just win this race. But that last race, I mean, the winner ran third in a grade 3 at Santa Anita. The runner-up won 3 races and placed in the stakes race at Churchill last out. And the 4th place finisher in that race won next out and optional claiming 59 too. There's a lot, I mean, that race right there produced a lot of nice horses. If Generous Lover is ready today, yeah, that may be your winner. Okay. But Lemon Muffin over Generous Lover, I'm doing it ice cold.
What do you think about Bellevue or Bellevue, however you pronounce that horse's name? Bellevue is what I would say. It's a firster. It's a 4-year-old making its debut. Diodoro, fantastic work tab. It's intriguing. I'm wondering if we should add it onto our ticket.
You know,
or should we just try and beat it with the 3 horses that we got and keep it at $72?
Well, if this horse is anything and wins first out, I mean, it'll be, I mean, probably a very, very, very nice career. I mean, it'll have to be, I think it's going to have to be like that. I mean, it's going to have to be like too good to beat those 3, I think.
Yeah.
These 2 horses aren't cakewalks, you know, that I think that we're on here. To beat them, I don't know. It's going to be very tough for a first timer, and it could happen though. Working out, that's pretty much your call. I'll leave that one up to you.
I'll think about it. I'll probably leave it off. I don't want to spend a lot of money because I'm doing the late pick 5 too. I think it's $72 as well. So I'll just
these horses have very good experience, and
it's Diodoro, and he, you know, what is he with firsters? He's only 11%. Yeah, I'll probably leave it off. If it bites me in the ass, it bites me in the ass.
Well, if I was playing the ticket and if I left it off, it probably wins because Diodoro does that shit to me. So,
yeah.
But anyway, it's a tough call. I mean, you know, anything can happen first out.
All right. Well, we'll leave it as is. All right. Race 5. 10,000 claiming event, 6 panels, $31,000 pot. These are fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. All right. So, my pick, and I singled it on the pick 5. You like the horse. You like her anyway. It's your backup. But I had to keep the ticket cheap. Again, if you want to throw if you play the pick 5, throw it on if you want, or single it if you want, your top pick. But Ball Gown, I like Ball Gown. Showed it could rate. You know, it's got a cozy post. I like Torres again. I think 2 back, it was just way too tough. And, you know, you're claimed into the Joe Sharp barn. And Comes out of a good barn, but I like Joe Sharp, and he's good off the claim, 20%. And I just feel like I'm going to show a little bit more zip today, and 4-1's a square price, and I think I'm going to get the job done. I know it's your backup pick, but the 5 is your top, Mia Baby.
Yeah, the majority of the runners in this race, it seems like they're all coming from like similar claiming races, claiming 10, claiming 75, a couple of them like non-2, non-3 lives. And you got the big dropper, the 4, Essential Business. Coming off a layoff though, so that's what I'm trying to beat. I think it's going to be the favorite still. But John Court's riding, and I like the guy, but I mean, he's old and he's winless and he hasn't even hit the board. So I'm going to write that horse off of here. And Mia Baby ran well out of the 11 hole for a while. And if you look at that race, I believe that she was like really wide, just chasing and just was tired.
Yeah.
I think this is the type of horse that needs to run into conditioning, and I'm hoping that got her like wind. And I like 15-1 right here. I think it's good value, and she's running well at the distance. I think 2 wins or out of 3 starts.
I'll tell you what I like. I like the second blinkers angle too.
So, and you're getting second blinkers, yeah. And it was an open 75. And some of these are coming from restricted, winners races. So I think it was a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
And
what do you think the pace is going to be in here? Is the pace going to be like, because, I mentioned that my 2 can rate, it can go to the front too, but what is the pace going to be? I mean, obviously the 1 just goes, right? So,
yeah, the 1 is definitely your.
Does that compromise the 4? I mean, the 4. What do you make of the 4? It's 8-5. I mean, talk about a horse that's just like put me out of my misery, take this horse off my hands, type of thing.
Pretty much what I thought too. I think this horse is getting a workout at best today.
Think about it. Think about it, Marco. How do you go from protected, like you're running an optional claiming 50? A other than races, you're not in for a tag, and all of a sudden, I don't know, 5 months later, 4 months later, whatever it is, you show up for 10. It's not a vote of confidence. And John Court is.
I wouldn't claim this horse. That's for sure.
No, well, here John Court's in the irons too. It's like, God bless John Court, but he's over the hill.
Yeah,
he's 0 for 19, and he's 5% last year.
I used to take John Court all the time. He
used to ride for
Dad,
25 years ago.
I didn't even know he was still riding. I mean, come on.
Well, there he is, and so I think that's a very bad favorite. If that horse wins, I'm going to be like, I'll tip my cap. I'll be like shaking my head, but. I like your horse the more and more I look at it. Mia Baby. My backup was just in case everything goes nuts. It's a bomb. Never say no, let's go. It's 15-1, and we haven't seen it since Mountaineer in October. But it's run at Churchill, Keeneland, Belterra, Turfway. It's been all over the place, and it's a confirmed closer, and I was just thinking, if things get weird, it could come off the pace and win, but it's going to be way higher than 15-1, I feel. But anyway, my top pick, Ball Gown. I'm looking for a big rebound here, and I think I can sit in the pocket. I honestly think the 4 and the 1 are going to get into a little bit of a speed duel here.
And I think the 9, I think Kelsey Har's gonna
Yeah,
see what
she's
she can
going.
do. She's going.
Yeah, 107. Yeah, 107 early time for him, and that horse has showed a lot of speed.
And
In the past.
none of them are going to hang on.
And
None
she
of
only
them.
knows how to go one way. And look at the 11, Derby Day Lassie. That horse is coming out of 5.5 panel races where they went sub 22 seconds in a lot of those.
Coming from a layoff as well. Yeah, that horse is going. So yeah,
it never finishes. It never finishes. Once it gets headed, it never finishes. So how the hell is that horse going to, from the 11 hole, it's not going to get the lead on the 1, but it's going to press the hell out of it. Yeah, it's going to be extremely fast. That's why I'm hoping I can rate with my 2 and kind of sit that perfect spot on the rail, maybe in 3rd or 4th, and just boom, just go. You know, maybe you run a race like it did at Keeneland 3 back when it got that 70.
I'm looking for a similar trip too with the 5, like a stalker. Second flight, you know.
Well, I tell you, that Indiana Grand, that Indiana Grand race you had, October 10th, that's a strong race, and that's a type of, that effort there could win this race. So yeah, that's a good pick. If I'm alive to a will pay to my 2, I'm definitely going to do a straight. I'm going to bet your 5 to win. I'll put it for a safer, and it'll be a good win bet too, depending on it. If I have a good will pay.
Yeah, I like both of these because I even have my notes are pretty much with the 2. You know, a repeat of that race could win this race. So, so there you go. I think just whoever gets a better trip.
Well, just to reiterate our ticket there, the ticket that I put together, I'll be betting 4, 6, 9, 10 with 3, 6, 8, 1, 6, 7, 11, 4, 8, 9, and then I'm singling ball gown. But like I said, if I have a will pay going, I'm going to do maybe a straight exacta with your horse over mine, and then probably a win bet. We'll see. We'll see what things look like. All right. Race 6. Race 6 is, this is going to kick off the late pick 5, and I do have a late pick 5 ticket, and we'll talk about that. I have 2 singles on the late pick 5, and I hit the all button in another leg, but it's only $72 because of the 2 singles. This is a state bred maiden special weight, and you know, I had a really good conversation with Linda Robbins, and I thought you picked this horse before, Marco, but
I did.
Maybe I picked it. God's Country.
I picked it both times. Both times you ran.
Yeah, and it ran well both times, and I think it's, you know, I think today it's gonna show a lot more. This is still 3 and up, but only the 1 is older, I believe, and. Excuse me, no, the 1 and the 9. Well, the 12 is 2. So there's 3 older horses. I stand corrected. But I feel like this horse is this gelding is no, he's not a gelding. Yeah, he is a gelding. I feel like this gelding's gonna take a step forward. It's getting juice again. You know, it was in the 9 hole in its debut, 10 hole last time. It gets a little bit closer, 7. So it's got a better post where it can dictate things. Maybe it could, you know, spring out a little bit more. Esquivel has ridden this horse both times, gets on it again, has always worked well, and came into that race on January 1 with a nice 3 out of 141, 48 and change drill. So that was a really good move, and it has some bullets. I just think it might move up with the juice a little bit, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. And you know, it's a square price, and I just had to give it a shot. You know, Linda Robbins, I'll be pulling for her, and I just feel like it was just way too outside last time. The post kind of compromised it, and it was a little wide. Ran well though, and just got a little tired at the end. I think with better position. Maybe not getting hanged out so wide and showing a little bit more, slightly more zip. might be able to do something here. The 5 is your top pick, Jaeger's Strategy at 15-1.
Very nice price. So Jaeger Strategy, I actually selected Jaeger Strategy the last time he ran. I'm giving him another crack. He ran December 29th. He ran a big third for me, and I actually thought he was about to win the race. Had a price then. I think it was only 6-1, but he got bet a little bit. He did have a little bit of a traffic issue. I had to hold the brakes just for, ever so slightly, but still it messed up the momentum. But then the way he was shifting lanes in and out, and then he ran strong to the finish. I absolutely just love the way he ran. And so it was either take God's Country or Jaeger Strategy today. I just like the way Jaeger Strategy ran, and with my own eyes watching. And then that was his first start ever, and second time, that they always improve, or we hope they always improve. And then I think he's going to need to improve today because he steps up in class from maiden claimer to maiden special weight. So that's going against him. And God's Country took my jockey Esquivel off because he's been right here, and we're in Jaeger Strategy gets Hernandez, which I'm not very familiar with him here. So a couple negative things right there at the end, but I still like the way this horse moved.
Yep. I like it. A little bit of eventful trip last time, and it's going to learn a lot off of that. And they show a lot of confidence by coming here, as they should. Give it a shot, after that debut run. The Rhino's wrecker on the outside, probably going to have the front. It's got recency over the inside horse who's coming off a long layoff. That also showed speed in its debut last year, but this one just ran on the 9th of December. Showed a lot of zip in that race, got tired, adds the Lasix now, and I fully expect it to be setting the pace. And if the one's a little bit too keen out of that tough one post and they kind of bang heads a little bit, I think it'll set up good things for a stalking trip like my horse in God's Country. And, of course, your horse as well. So,
yeah, it's a nice race there last time.
Yeah.
That was that was Rhino Wrecker was the victim of Chelsea Bailey's only win.
That's right. That
was that Holus Bolus horse that Chelsea Bailey was on.
Mm-hmm.
Food for thought there.
Anyway, the 3 horses, your backup Bullsworth. It's a first-time starter by Ron Moquette with some marquee breds and Rafael Bejarano.
Yeah, solid connections.
Yeah.
We've got the first timer here. And Practical Joke, carries the highest stud fee in this race by far.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, they expect something out of this horse maybe. Been working well out in the morning. And if you haven't seen the movie Greater, I recommend it if you like sports movies. Okay. After you watch it, after you watch the movie Greater, you're going to know where the name Burlsworth came from for this Arkansas bred.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you, all the locals will be rooting for this horse.
Okay. I got you.
Yep. You can look it up, Burlsworth. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to, you know what? When I come down, we'll watch that movie. Me, you, and Yaz will watch it. All right. So I have, all those horses on our ticket. We'll throw that rail horse out and see what happens. All right, here we go. This is of all the family horses running today, this is the one I'm really excited about and the one I'm picking on top, and we're singling, and I know that you like it as well.
I do, actually.
Yep, and this is Rack-a-Tap-Tap. Mike Hewitt's been struggling at the meet, no doubt about it. He's 0 for 22. He's been trying to find his groove like we have with our handicapping with all weather, and I know he's been moving horses in and out of farms, and just had issues getting extra stalls. And I think with the little break last week, I think he's, all of us have had time to take a step back, take a deep breath, and kind of reassess everything. And we're hitting the reset button. And even after saying that, Racket Tap Tap ran a really good race in its debut. And that was actually condition-wise a tougher race, because this is a 10 non-3 life as opposed to that 8,000 open race that we ran in. I'm not sure what the condition was, but I know it was a tougher condition, even though it was 2,000 less on the claiming tag. We get our guy Bielamir in as the 10-pound bug. Now, I didn't know how this worked with the bug, but Nick the Kid, who we're going to give a call later for the feature, he knows how these work. If you win, you get 10 pounds up to your first 5 wins, I believe. And then you're a 7-pound bug up until 50 wins. And then, no. Then it goes to 7, and then it goes to 5 up to 100, and then you're done. So I'll double check all that. But I think the first 5 wins, up to your first 5 wins, you get 10 pounds. And 10 pounds is significant. I know it's a sprint, and 10 pounds is kind of more glaring on a route race, but 10 pounds is 10 pounds. I don't care if you're going sprint or routing. Second time off the hood angle on this, and I like the way he relaxed in that sprint and really ran well in the lane and galloped out like a monster. And there's a lot of speed to chase in here, so I'm thinking, why not? We didn't, we were out in the 12 hole. We had to find our position. If you remember that day, we were a little wide out there, and then we had the outside then closed off, and we had to dart to the inside, and then he just really weaved in and around through there and showed a lot of interest, and he's doing good. And 8-1 morning line, I'll take 8-1 all day long. What do you have to add?
Pretty much, yeah. He ran good last time. I mean, he was third, beating only 2 lengths, right? And that was after shipping here and not really getting, his feet on the ground yet. So I think he liked the surface. So, and heck, he looks like a dirt horse to me, more than the turf and the synthetic.
Oh yeah. He likes the dirt. He's run on it 3 times now. He's on the board every time.
So
yeah,
he pretty much saw all the same things you did. So
yeah, I think he's going to run an incredible race, and I'm excited to watch him. I mean, I really am. He ran against good horses over there in California. You look at those claiming races, but those are all good horses he was running against, and they all came out one next time out. And I think he's sitting on a big one, and I'm excited about this kid. I really am. I really want him to do well. He's fearless. I saw him ride a winner for Chris Hartman that I picked a couple weeks ago. Came up the rail and just boom, and I think he can make a name for himself. He's 2 for 12, and he doesn't have a lot of mounts so far, but we're giving him a shot. He's riding 3 of our horses today. And that's all I have to add.
And the kids love him. Rack tap tap.
Yep.
Yeah, they like that horse.
No sense of talking about the runner-ups. We got our single. Race 8. We both like the 8. You like the 8 on top. Why don't you kick us off on that?
All right. Well, I'm taking both of our family horses. One's 30-1.
Okay.
And one's 50-1.
I like her too. I'm not going to pick her on top because I didn't want to jinx it.
Right.
Me personally.
Maiden special weight. Anything goes here. And before everybody bets money, this is not like a tip I'm giving away. These are our family horses. I'm rooting for these horses, with mind, heart, and soul, so everything. So like I said before, sometimes the handicap goes out the window, but it really, in this race, anything can happen. They're both making their second career starts. And here's my biggest thing. You got jockey switches for Catholic Sue. Uh, you got the 10-pound bug, Joseph Vielmeer, that we've been talking about.
Who I like a lot.
And Martin Chuan is aboard Safecracker Sue. The riding changes here, I think, are significant upgrades. Because you're going from a combined 2 out of 70 to a combined 8 out of 48. That's 2% to 16% right off the bat.
Okay.
So now you're that much, you're 14% chance better already. In numbers, why do we even keep track of numbers if we don't use them? Right? So they have to be a part of whatever you're doing in life. And in horse racing, we use them all the time. So that's 2% to 16%, just in the jockey changes. And you're making second time outs. A lot of things can happen for a horse running second time out. I've seen them run 30 by speed figures to 50, jumping up 20, 25 points. So anything can happen. And Catholic Sue, at the end of that race, or getting at the end, she kind of looks like she was getting more interested in the race, and she ended up on the other side of the track, behind the jumbotron. I mean, the gallop out was just all the way around. Right. And I don't know if she wants more distance.
100% she wants more
distance. That's going to be an 100%. So, and I know this is a sprint again, but
right.
Hey, you never know. Maybe she can just upgrade and hit the board today. Would be awesome. And if you can win it at 30-1, let's go.
I'm expecting a significant improvement from not only Catholic Sue, but Safecracker Sue as well. I really believe that they're going to be better going routing. And I believe that one or two of them are going to like the turf or synthetic as well down the line. But they're going to show a lot better today. And I think both of these jockeys are going to get a better run out of both of them. And I think they're both going to make a better run in the lane. This is an easier race. This is actually a restricted maiden special weight. Purse on this one is 72,000 instead of the open company one that they ran in for 115. And if you remember, the winner of that last race is Midshipman's Dance, who won the Mockingbird, $150,000 stake. So, we threw them into the wolves. I think we asked them to wrap up, grab and then make one run, which probably a mistake. But like you said, we have better jockeys. We have a different game plan. We feel like they're going to at least split the field this time, and maybe one can be heard from late. And I know you're looking for a lot extra. I personally feel that they're two-turn horses, and they're going to show.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that as well.
They're going to show a lot more going longer, but I am excited about both of them, and specifically Catholic Sue, just because of the weight that's coming off and the way that she did gallop out after the wire. She really just this is fun. And then she just galloped out really well. So the distance to me is a big question mark. I think the game plan all along was to sprint, and route with them. We just want them to get better. And, they always worked well. They were always doing well coming in. But this is the big leagues. We're not at, Hawthorne. We're not at Belterra. We're not at Delta Downs. I mean, this is Oaklawn Park. We're in a maiden special weight at Oaklawn Park. These are the creme de la creme, So, Midshipman's Dance is going to be a very, very nice filly. And that's what you ran against in there last time. So a stakes winner. So let's see some improvement, Marco. And I'm gay. If she won, I will be very, very, very happy, because she'll definitely be on my pick 5. My top pick was the 4 Happy and Smiling. I think that she's going to show naturally a little bit more zip in here. She broke out of the 1 hole in her debut and didn't run bad. She was 4-1 that day, 9-2, whatever it was. Got a 57. Last time, just couldn't keep up. They went 21 and change, and I just think that it's not going to be as quick this time. And this is an easier spot than those aforementioned open company $115,000 maiden special weight races. Tanya Showers won that one. State
Yep.
stake winner. Silver Rose won that debut race. I mean, that's another nice one. So I'm thinking I'm going to show a lot more zip here. Probably get the front with a nice inside post or 4-hole. And 9-2 I thought was a square price, and it's probably going to run much faster than it has. You took both the family horses, and hey, let's see what happens. I
just want to like one more little note here. Like Catholic Sue, she I believe is the one that misbehaves in the paddock.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see what she's like pre-race. Because she's like real high strung and rambunctious. And she was rearing up before the race last time, and you don't want to see that. So I think that's gonna. They're actually taking the hood off today, I believe too.
Yeah,
right?
I see that. Yeah.
So I'm going to be watching very closely in the paddock at pre-race with Catholic Sue. See how she's behaving.
All right. Yeah. Well,
the 1 and 4 and the 6, they're the ones to beat, but hell, that's no fun. Come on.
No. And I left the 6 off. It didn't get it done for maiden 45. And if it beats me here, I'll tip my cap. It's 3-1. I guess they're going to go to the front, but I feel like my 4-horse is going to run much better against much easier this time. If the 4 ran it in that race that the 6 was in last time, it would have probably crushed that field, in my opinion.
I'll tell you what, the 4-horse is the one, outside the family horses that I would have landed on.
Right.
That was like the one I was leaning towards, but I was like, you know what? Let's scrap that and let's just go.
All right. Well, let's go to the 9th. The 9th, we both like the 2. I've got the 2 on top. This is a 140,000 non-winners of 2 life allowance race. Okay, and this is for 3-year-olds and up. The 2 is Happy is a Choice. John Ortiz again. I have a big trip note on the horse. It says here, loomed into contention, faded, needed the race, should be sharp next out. And I actually liked the horse off of the work tab in that last race. Put the trip note in. I felt like it needed that race. And you can give these horses all the works in the world until you go into a race. You're not going to know what's going to happen. Now, it's got that race under its belt. And I just think it's going to run much fast. It ran fast. I got an 82. I think it's going to run much more faster this time. And I landed on that one on top. I know you picked it second. The 9 is your top pick, who is Media Mogul, 20-1.
Okay, so this horse is my long shot of the day play.
Got it.
He's later raced, just 3 starts, but he's done really nothing wrong. He's got to win in 2 place finishes. This is his toughest test, to date. But I like the ascending buyer figs, and I like his ability to pass horses. Blinkers are on today and cuts back from a mile of 7 furlongs. Okay, he's a half brother to Arcangelo.
Oh wow!
We all know who that is, and what makes him a little bit more interesting. So Empire Maker comes from that same unbridled bloodline as Arcangelo's sire with Arrogate, which is by Unbridled Song. So they're almost, similar bloodlines. They're more similar than just half brothers almost, because they kind of come from similar bloodlines on the father's side with the unbridled blood. So going all this with him doing nothing wrong and 20-1, I don't think we've seen the best of Medium Mogul yet. And I'm looking at him maybe his career best today in a shocker. Let's go. 20-1, I'll take all day.
Okay. Well, it's I like it. I'll have it on my ticket. That's for sure. The two, I mean, I picked it on top. You like it too. Anything to add? Happy is a choice.
Wasn't a horrible race last time out, 4-length loser. And yeah, he needed the race. He hasn't raced, he was
13-month layoff.
Yeah, over a year. And he actually got out of the gate slow last out. And
yeah,
I think he's just going to run a much better race today.
Me too.
And maybe good enough to win it. So I threw him underneath my my bomber of the day.
Yeah, I threw Bourbon Bash in there as a saver at 9-5 on our ticket. And I just felt like...
Let me see something with this Bourbon Bash. This horse has no heart.
Yeah, it
maybe it does. I don't know, but I mean,
it's had some tough beats in the. It's had some tough.
Maybe
beats.
Bad luck. Yeah, so maybe it has some heart, bad luck. That means you're mush, and you just can never get it done. So,
well,
I like my 9. Has 1 win and 3 starts, and that thing has 1 win and 19 starts.
Well, let's see what our guy Nick the Kid has to say about this race. If he'll pick up the phone. Once in a while, maybe I can get him up. Nick.
Yeah?
The feature at Oaklawn, who do you like?
Oh, what race is that in?
We got race 9. It's an allowance race on Friday. Need your opinion on it. What do your sheets say?
I'm looking at it now.
Come on, Nick. Was this guy sleeping? Did you wake him up?
What do you like, Nick? Go who?
Let's go with the 12.
The 12?
The 12?
I don't even have that thing on my ticket. Joe Sharp, huh?
Yeah.
Esquivel. All right, he's getting it from a barn, the Lance Rutledge barn. I guess the idea is to send that horse and try and wire here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I wouldn't be shocked by it. We'll see if the Mac Robertson horse can press it a little bit.
Esquivel has been doing really well at the meet lately,
Okay.
If you look at how many wins he got, before the freeze out,
Okay, well, the freeze out. Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. From Oaklawn, yeah. Well,
it looked like 2 weekends of being frozen out,
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that.
Can't
What
wait
a
till this
joke.
is gone.
Oh, boy. All right, so Nick, the 12.
I hope I'm not live with you guys now.
Nick, you are live. You are on with us. Hey, listen. We're going to throw your 12 in on the pick 5. All right, buddy?
All right.
Hey, you have a good night.
All right, bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Nick the Kid. We're going to call him periodically during the meet.
I thought we woke him up.
Nick's an old-time Chicago guy. And he loves horse racing, so we're going to get him on once in a while. He doesn't do FaceTime, but he'll get on the phone with us. Okay, anyway, so Nick the Kid's got the 12. Maybe I'll throw the 12 in there.
Throw him in. Come on. What's it going to cost?
It won't cost that much more. Here, let's do it right now. Let's see, because that horse that horse could pop the lid, dude.
Oh, it
Could
could.
could pop the lid and just.
Just looking at a lot of these races, Joe Sharp has a lot of interesting horses. I noticed he can win any one of them.
Oh, you know what? Is this the race I have the all button? What race is that? Yeah, that was yeah, we have the all button.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, look, I already have it because we have the all button. All right, good. What am I doing? It was that type of race. Tough race. All right, Marco, let's close it out, man, and then we'll get to the best bets or price plays, whatever. We both land on the 6 here. No surprise. I mean, I thought the 3 ran against a race flow on a muddy track and chased a relatively slow half, but I'll tell you what, Winnemac Avenue, however you pronounce it. I mean, this thing has come off that summer shelf and boom, and it won in the same way, and it should sit right behind whatever. It likes a little bit of a target, likes to be close. That's a perfect route running style. You're in contact, you got tactical speed, you don't need the lead, but you can take the lead. And this guy's just feeling good. And, hey, great form. Perfect spacing from the last race to this one. Good little work tab coming in. I mean, they gave this horse 2 works. So it's that last win. And I think it's just going to romp again. And 9-2, to me, I'll take it. I know. Listen, I know you're.
I don't know.
I know you're facing winners again. But it won the non-2 life. I wonder how it's eligible for this. What was the person that Keeneland? Well, that was an 80,000 claiming. Oh, that was a claiming race, not an allowance. That answers my question. So, being a nice little 3-year-old there last year, 80,000 tag. I've seen people spend money worse. That might have been a nice tactical $80,000 claim,
Oh, it
this looks like a stake horse to me.
I mean, you would have got all your money back last race.
Yeah, you would have, and they did, and they they would have. So, I like this horse. This horse should just sit the perfect trip, man, and just romp. What did you like about it?
The last 2 races. I mean, what's not to like about that? He made it look very easy. He grew up. This horse is ready for a very nice racing career. Now, if you're not on it, this is the time to jump on the bandwagon here. If you can get 9-2 on this horse in this race, take it, because you're never going to see that again for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't even think you're going to see it this race. But if you give me 9-2, that's going to require a nice bet. So I don't think anybody's going to beat him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I just think it's a nice horse. I think we're going to see. I mean, is it possible that we see this horse in the Oaklawn handicap later on this year? Or am I just getting ahead of myself? I don't know.
In this race, I mean, the way those last 2 are, and it just jumps off the page. This horse just grew up. It was getting closer to his 4-year-old season. He's 4 years old now, and I think you're about to see some better things. And I think whoever's in the lead, I think you're gonna have a couple other ones that are gonna jump out there. This one's going to just I think get right next to him and just demoralize them and just keep going. Like one of them badass horses. Just that's what he looks like to me. He's just gonna be too powerful.
Yeah, I agree. So there's our ticket, $72. We got 2 singles. We got the all button. And then we just got the will pay for him. Hopefully we'll hit a price and the feature. Maybe Nick the Kid's horse will win at 8-1. All right, we ran over our time a little bit here, real quick, Marco. My best bet is probably your best bet. I don't know what I did. I did a best bet for me and a price play for you, but I think we can both agree that both of our best bet will probably be
that's the one you bet right here
at 9-2 anyway.
If you're getting 9-2 on this horse, it has to be bet. I'll probably bet it regardless. Even at 5-2, I think it's still good value. It's one of the better bets of the day. Yeah.
And then your price play, I didn't do one, but Media Mogul is your price play of the day. And Nick the Kid, Helmstad. We just talked about it. We hit the all button there, but hey, if Nick the Kid's horse wins, we're happy. It's going to have to wire from the 12. So, well, Marco, I think that's it, man. We'll do another show probably Wednesday night for Saturday, and then we'll figure out how we're going to do it for Sunday. I think Texas Mike will have us set up at Sam Houston for the show. Maybe we can figure something out and do our taping there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Plans are made to be broken, so let's not make them.
All right. Well, until then, thank you guys for joining us for the Oaklawn Capping Hour. Let's cash some tickets, and Marco, I'll see you, I guess, Wednesday night for our next taping.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Good night, everybody.